Hello? Seems like we got a couple people here already. One of them being Shay. How's it going, Shay? Yeah, I figured I'd just do this. Hello, Ben? Yeah, I know. Yes, they are. Also, hi, Simon. They are, mariachi lobos. What's up, Damien? And I'm just assuming, like, since I have this open... Oh, crap. I'm doing good, Damien. You doing alright yourself? What's up, Strood? Yes, yeah, that's what, Sir, that's what Simon put it, they're, a mariachi of lobos. Oh yeah, the sponge who could fly, I remember that. To be honest, I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel the same way about that. Hi, Tim. Oh, Joe's coming in here too. How you doing, Joe? Wrote backstories for my... Oh, backstories. Neato. You gonna post them on Blue Sky or somewhere else? Yeah, they did. They really did. I'm talking to Shay, Ben. I didn't say your name specifically. Sweet, more art of Bronson. Nice. Thank you. Yes, I know, Damien. Yeah, they are. They're unfortunately expensive. That's a common issue I have with things like this. The problem with anything you find in stores these days, as opposed to getting it online, is that, inflammation. That was pretty much the cause of. That's one of the reasons why Party City went under. Thank you, person who obviously isn't Becky. What's up, Ash? You know, if Simon makes a deal with a company that trusts him, then yeah, I could see that happening. I think it should get toys, books, a TV series, a movie franchise, even clothing. I want the whole Megillah. Thanks for the update. Mm-hmm. Frank would be the fattest plush. No, no, even that's too nice of a comparison. This is someone's sick, twisted fantasy translated into puppets. Actually, I think that's a little over-decorated. Hello, Jeremy. Ian. Okay, Damien. Nice seeing you on here for a bit. Drive safely. Still on about that rules of the road bullshit. There's one thing. Yeah, that's true. I tend to have, like, stuffed animals in mind whenever I draw these characters. They're full-on plush magnets. Yeah, the humor is trying to copy South Park and somehow be worse at the same time. I've never heard of any of those people. Plus, how would I even get, like, the right... Plus, how would I even know their connections? Oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh hi, Oh hi, Oisin. You know, for the sake of it, I'm gonna call you Skittles. So what's up, Skittles? Never really cared about SML my entire life. They're trying to be like something. Yeah, and it seems like they won't even recover from that. Trying to act like the whole controversy involving children never happened. My character designs take inspiration from comic strip characters. You know, that's a bit of an inspiration for me as well. I tend to take inspiration from comic strips, storybooks, you know, just general golden age animation nonsense. I'm just doing the stream right here, just doing what I love best, doodling and chatting away. This is the best I could do for Mexican attire. I had to look up like an image of mariachi clothing for reference. Vita the Vet again. Vita the Vet. Oh sweet, what's your new character? Yeah, they're better off watching South Park, and even then, I think they slowly started dipping into more story-heavy seasons. Oh, Dave Pilkey. That honestly explains a lot. Characters based on the works of Sanrio. I can see that. I can definitely tell. My character design inspirations were Hanna-Barbera, Tex Avery. Geez, so much more, huh? Would that include Disney? Because I tend to use that as like a bit of an inspiration for some of my characters and stories. Jesus Christ. Damn. Oh, Pippin. I see. Lovely singing voice, huh? That's nice. South Park has slowed down the story-driven series from what I... Yeah, but even then, like, there's the whole crap out season. Anime, Disney, Tex Avery, Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, those are some of the best styles you can get out there. I'm working on a script involving a group of rats inspired by Ed and Eddie. Oh. I watched a fair bit of Ed and Eddie in my day, and, like, it was back when it was on Netflix with only a few select seasons, but from what I've seen of it, it actually looks pretty promising. I always felt SML sucked ever since it first came out in 2007. Wait. Wait, you knew it sucked from the beginning? Why? Oh yeah, Cat Scratch. That's a nice inspiration. I actually remember watching the entire series, and yeah. Yeah, I could see that being a good inspiration for your rats. Yeah. I think even before then, they started focusing a lot more on Junior this time around. And his shtick wasn't even that good in the first place. I think the reason why SML sucked from the beginning was because I just don't think the characters are good role models. Yeah, I watched a couple of old SML videos in the past, and yeah, I can see why you prefer Cute Mario Brothers over that. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said the whole controversy and yeah, that's what I meant when I said the whole controversy involving children. If I were to make my bets on the World Cup, I'd say Argentina. SML was funny at the time. I grew out of it in 2017. It's humor most people grow out of. Yeah, it also seems to be a problem with the annoying orange. Because it was a product of its time for a while, but then people just slowly started turning away from it. Because it was pretty much the same thing over and over again, just in a different setting. And you deleted it. Fan-fucking-tastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah, and for some reason people doesn't... Yeah, for some reason Logan just can't seem to understand that this was all his fault. Wait, it got deleted? What, you mean you didn't delete it? Here designs. And Angry Beavers. Don't forget that. I'm not even sure if that cease and desist letter is legit. Yeah, but if they're gonna do cat dog... Yeah, but if they're gonna do a cat dog revival, they should really tone down the mean... They should really tone down the mean-spiritedness of the series. Because you remember what Cat Scratch was like back when it aired, right? You know the series was... seriously, if they're gonna do a revival of Cat Dog, the least they could do is tone down the mean-spiritedness. Yeah, that was just Logan's way of saying, "Hey, guess what? I'm gonna do puppets now, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." No, I was talking about Cat Dog. See, this is why you should listen. See, this is why you should pay attention whenever I'm talking. Yeah. I remember watching that video. The dude I was with in that video doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He told me personally. He told me personally that the person I was with in that video told me to unlist all the podcast stuff. He told me he doesn't really feel comfortable with talking about it. He doesn't really feel comfortable with him being in it anymore, especially since I think he changed his name. I have a dictionary that helps me write really good backstories. Oh, you don't say. I actually have a dictionary myself. Yeah. Uh-huh. But they're still letting children watch it. Yeah, same with me. I don't ever want to fall into the trope where whenever I'm like whenever I'm like doing a script, I don't ever want to go with a trope that would upset people. I would usually try my best to make sure that the villain gets rightfully punished. And a lot more frequently. Instead of just letting them off scot-free despite him being the fact that they're just a piece of shit. Looking at you, Jake Spider Monkey. My VeggieTales collection has gotten so big that I'm running out of room to display everything. Don't you have a basement or something? Parents can be complete garbage at times. Yeah, tell me about it. Oh. My parents just boxed away all the DVDs and stored them in the basement since, with the uprise of streaming, there's just no need for it anymore. Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, I tend to collect VHS tapes. It just feels right. I know one of my least favorite tropes. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna try and use that trope to where it's like they act like a jerk, but halfway through they start to contemplate if this is the right thing to do. Brain sludge. If that's what brain sludge is like to them, then Mr. and Mrs. Sweeney, May I introduce you to Coco Melon? Feels right to collect VHS tapes because it's media that's getting lost to time. Especially actively collecting VHS media's preservation. Yes, it is preservation. We have to do everything we can to make sure it doesn't go out of stock. We have to do the best we can to preserve every piece of physical media. Because one day, poof, it would be gone. Oh, I wish that was true. Also, hi, Matthew. Keep in mind, that was back when I was a kid. Oh, Jesus. Then again, when is Adam Sandler not cringe? Is your brain fried? Because this doesn't look like a trombone to me. What are you gonna do next? Say that this wolf was playing the bass when it clearly isn't? Planning to get Watership down. Oh, sweet. Can't wait to see it. No, but I heard it was a very no, but I heard that movie is essentially dark. I did hear that movie is of an I did hear about that movie. Not really, but I heard that movie is incredibly dark. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was at this point where he was. Yeah, it's like Adam Sandler finally saw his movies and was like, hey, you know. It's like Adam Sandler looked at his previous movies and was like, wait a minute. I know what didn't make my movies work. It's like he finally understood that being loud, squealy, and cringy isn't gonna get the money, and oh, it's just Hmm. Oh yeah, cars. Oh yeah, he's rich. A nice rich gentleman. And a squeezably slimy one. Yeah, and Total Drama Rama is a victim of this too. Actually, no, they actively go after that trope and squeeze every drop out of it. My boyfriend said that DVDs are super important. Yes, they are. They're as important as family memories. Again, I'm not really that cultured in Mexican stuff, so this is the best I could do for clothing. Yeah, physical media beats streaming every time. Some have warned us about streaming, and they were right. Not enough compensation for music artists and filmmakers. Oh, well, thank you, Matthew. Same thing happens with the "it was all a dream" trope. Oh, foreshadowing. I get it. Gotta get all this in here. Yes, they are. Yes, they're wolves. Mm-hmm. Physical media has been important. Yes, that's true. Everything you said is true. Thank you. Los Lobos. Oh, that's a great name. Carson really does show sympathy towards his friends. Ah, I bet he's just slimy little shit as well. shit. This also reminded me. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't even think. It's even gotten to a point. Wait, seriously? You're telling me that band was the one that wrote the theme song for Handy Manny? Oh, sweet Jesus. Now it all makes sense. Mm-hmm. By the way, in case I forget, happy early birthday, Nasser. What's up, by the way? Here's the full picture in case you want to take a look at it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with you on that one, Joe, since, well, Bob the Builder came first. I actually remember watching this video from Athena P where she tackled both, Bob the Builder and Handy Manny to see which show, did it better. And I remember seeing this comment where someone was like, you know, if Bob and Mandy were pitted against each other, they wouldn't fight to the death. They would just be business partners, which I can see. I can see that being a thing. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, there was also this mad skit where Bob and Manny crash each other, and Scoop being the unfortunate vehicle in the car crash. And, I think Bob, like, kind of roasted him. I'm not sure what it said. I'm not sure what he said to him, but he walks away and this random background character witnessing it is like, "Oh, Manny! You just got built!" Hmm. Yes, he is. Thanks for noticing. Really? Birthday's in 3 days. Happy early birthday, dude. Aw. That's cute. I always got scared of the machine from Bob the Builder when I was younger, but I got used to it. Honestly, if you were that scared of the machines in the original series, then I don't think you would have liked the reboot designs for the machines. I think it would have just made you like... I think it would have just resulted in you holding out a fake cross in front of them. uh, as a kid, I was always scared of Rescue Pack. I didn't really find him that scary, or scary at all. In fact, I actually kind of liked his little ditty he would perform in every episode. Now, if we're talking about things that's scary, Shadow from Bear in the Big Blue House, she was in my fucking nightmares for decades. Like, she was everywhere. Unholy machinery. That's what your little kid brain would have thought if you actually caught a glimpse of the reboot. Okay, take care, Shay. Enjoy the film. Reg! Welcome in! What's up, dude? I was just working on a couple of pictures here. This is the first one I'm doing, Reg. It's a Los Lobos mariachi band. Of course, that's Frank right there, and the two right beside him are two more wolf friends that he has. Grim Tickler from Master. Alright. Yeah, especially since the fact that that character walked instead of hopped. Which kind of makes me think that that character has feet. And it's just like, oh. Oh, I used to have nightmares about the baby son, too. But honestly, I think the most scary thing about babies is when they start screaming for attention. Yeah, thank you. I got a couple of, sketches in the works here, but this was the one I just started inking recently. And, if you know about me, whenever I hear a good banger, these two come on. Hat! I don't know why, but just saying, just seeing that variation though, like seeing it typed out like this, like it, it seriously reminds me of that meme from Welcome to the Land of Nothingness, now known as 321 Blender. I could be wrong about the origin of that meme, but that's where I first saw it. I was making a joke, dude. I was making a joke, Wainbow. Can't you take a joke? Yeah, but as you can see here, when I was a little boy, I used to be scared of the Walt Disney Home Entertainment. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I would understand why it wouldn't tickle you fancy, considering that, the whole photo puppetry thing, the whole construction paper After Effects thing, just, I don't know, it just kind of doesn't sit right, but be thankful you're not watching it in, just be thankful you're not watching it with the colors inverted. Gnarly, what are you doing in my hat? Gnarly, what are you doing in my hat? Call me Satan, but I was never scared of the Klasky Chupo logo. Well, people thought it was like a robot of sorts, but it was actually later shown in like an interview with Klasky and Chupo themselves that he's just a regular schmegular splat. And of course, gotta get those little rub rolls in there to make it a bit more fattening. Yeah, the baby son. I used to have countless nightmares of that as a kid. Also, I gotta look in the chat here. Yeah, that's right. You got all these famous people. Yeah, I got introduced to D. Bradley Baker through SpongeBob. Oh. Hi, I'm Paul. Hi, I'm Paul. Gotta love that logo. Yeah. I think Clifford the Big Red Dog actually got me introduced to a lot of different voice actors. Not just not just the soul actor himself, not just the big red star himself, John Ritter, rest in peace, but also the likes of Kel Mitchell, Cree Summer, Cam Clark, Gray Delisle, Kath Soucie, Gary Leroy Gray, um oh yeah, Earl Bowen, rest in peace, and Edie McClurg. All great actors who do their job well. Sweet. Oh, yeah, that David. Oh, yeah, that company logo. Yeah, I remember that. Bye, have a beautiful time! Yeah, I think there were like a few variations of that. And if my memory surfaces, I think they even referenced that within an episode. Yeah, he's really terrified in there. I don't really honestly, if you were to come face to face with a boobah, then you would most likely won. Then you would most likely win, considering the fact that they're atoms. They're atoms of energy. So really, if you were to come face to face with a boobah, you just step on it like an ant. But I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I used to think the boobahs were the same height as the Teletubbies. I wish I was a kid again. Could do with the Klasky Chupa logo, but the Renaissance Pictures logo at the end is... Oh, never mind. I think My Chemical Romance was in an episode. No, seriously, they were. And now the show is over now. Whatever. It's not really worth. It's not worth crying over spilled milk over. Could do with Clancy Chuba, but the Renaissance pictures is scary. Oh. I may have to take a good look at that logo just to be sure, but I could understand that. Oh, oh, really? Sweet. I think the former that you mentioned was also in Fairly Odd Parents as as like AJ, I think. I think the reason they brought him on was because the original actor for him got too old. Yes, they were airing at the time. Oh, booba. I know you're talking to Nasser, but my family used... Dude, this isn't really worth crying over. There are much worse things in the life to get all stirred up over, and that just isn't it. Yeah, I think she played both of those characters. Oh yeah, was it like that extended version of one of the Nelvana logos where the screen like where like the logo rotates in and they take a few extra minutes for the polar bear to rear its legs in the air before planting them back to the ground? Oh. Yeah, that was a polar bear. Not gonna lie, when I was a kid, I thought the gap between its legs. Not gonna lie, I thought the outline on his legs looked like two separate people. Yeah. I think on some cases they would like have like a dark blue background, which I think was mildly better. Yep, that's true. Yeah, even vice versa, with a white actor playing a black actor. Like Mike Henry, for example. Oh yeah, the 80s Clifford series. I think I remember seeing one of them on YouTube. Yeah. I think that series is like the turning point for most voice actors because I tend to see that series as like a real life university because not only did it bring us the beautiful talents of some of the crew members that would later go on to do a bunch more successful shows, but the voice actors as well. I mean, sure, they appeared in some series prior to it, but I think Tiny Toons Adventures was the one where the actors really took off. You know, people like Charlie Adler, Tress MacNeille, Joe Alasky, rest in peace. I think there was also oh yeah, Cree Summer too. Can't forget about her. The Nick Jr. Puddle logo. Oh yeah, I think that was one of the. Oh yeah, that's one of the That was one of the production company logos. Yeah, Rocko's Modern Life is great too. Yeah, I think that was the first time we ever got to see Carlos Alazraqui and Tom Kenny on screen, like as characters. I remember listening to a podcast episode. I remember listening to an episode of the Nickelodeon podcast where they got Joe Murray, and he said that, well, the reason I got Tom Kenny and Carlos Alazraqui was because I was just a big fan of their stand up. Yeah, before then, they used to be stand-up comedians. And I'd argue that Mr. Lawrence was as well. Or Doug, if you want to get technical. Same. I saw the puddle. I saw that Yeah, I saw that puddle logo after like a bunch of shows. Off the top of my head, Wonder Pets, the Backyardigans, Ni Hao Kai Lan, later episodes of Dora, and I think Blue's Clues. No, wait, scratch that. Must have been confusing it with something else. I'm gonna have to say my first introduction to Carlos Ellis Rocky was SpongeBob. Because if you remember, he was the actor that played Scooter. You know, that laid back surfer dude fish. I think it said that. Yeah, they did. They had that song play in the background. I think Laura Jill Miller was one of my first introductions to I think Wubsy was my first introduction to Laura Jill Miller. If not, then Clifford's Puppy Days. Yep, that was Carlos Ellis Rocky. I guess it's been a while since I've seen that episode, but I think Rocco was like lusting after this love interest in France or something, and I think it resulted in like a big Scooby-Doo doors chase. I could be wrong. Really? Huh, didn't know that. Dude, he'd made me experience high tide! Ah! Oh yeah, duh. Jeez. I think she's the best voice of Petunia Pig, in my opinion. She just makes her so innocent and forgiving. I can't find the coin slot! Here it is! I can't find the coin slot! Here it is! No, those were both Carlos Ellis Rocky, though I do remember other voice actors slipped into the show, mainly during the second season. The two off the top of my head being Jeff Bennett and James Arnold Taylor. It's the unholy machinery, run for your life! It's the unholy machinery! Run for your life!
Whoa, easy little squiddy buddy.
Are you fucking kidding me? I just got rid of this. No, it's not. It's just people making up shit. Oh, nice. How was it? Yeah, he's kind of hesitant for, a hug, considering that, he doesn't do any of that crap. Yeah. Thomas Sharkey did the singing voice. Austin Backyard. I believe it. I mean, he's done other stuff like that in the past he's done other things like that, but I do know him as a Baby Jaguar. Like, aside from Austin's singing voice, I also know him as a Baby Jaguar from, Go Diego Go. He voiced Shovel in a couple episodes of, Blue's Clues. And I think, thanks to, one of my Discord friends, he played the PBS Kids mascot Dash. No, seriously. Yes, he is. I think Curious George might have been my first time, exposed to Frank Welker. Either that or Scooby-Doo. Yeah, he played the mascot Dash from PBS Kids. Take a listen to his voice in the Miss Laurie and Hooper segments, and, you'll see for yourself. Might be going to Comic-Con next month. Oh, sweet. Wish you luck, dude. Whoa. I didn't even know it got you that reaction. Guess I blew your mind, didn't I? Yeah, if you like, after the stream, I could, show you a link that one of my friends has sent me. Why is it that children can sing better when... Why is it that children always sing better in America, and not when they're dubbed over into the UK with different actors? Like... Oh, okay. Why is it that literal children can sing better than actual adults who have worked in the animation industry for decades? Because I just want to point out right now, the British actors on the Backyardigans, they cannot sing to save their fucking life. He also played, he was also one of the voices for DW for a period, and I think he also played, Daniel Tiger. If anybody remembers that show. Guess I just wasn't that big on whatever show you're talking about, Ian. Yeah, I remember watching a few episodes of that US dub when I was a kid. Like, I witnessed it. And it was not pleasant. Yes, it was. Oh yeah, Mike the Knight. I think I remember catching a few episodes of that. I hope to God Nirvana resumes development. Because from what I heard, they've been on a development... They've been on a temporary halt from development for a while now. I actually remember going on to I actually remember going on to the UK website for that show in general, referring to Yurcom and Grimstorm. Oh yeah. Just a second. Funny that you mention Janelle Brooks Slack, because I remember watching an interview with Shelby Young, who played Stephanie in the pilot for Lazy Town, and she actually mentioned that she was there as a Trixie. So yeah, I guess in 2001 she was still kind of voice acting at the time. And on the subject, I also got speculation that Pixel in that pilot was played by Corwin C. Tuggles, or Tyrone's first singing voice, and Stingy was provided by Jake T. Austin. Yeah, that's right. Diego. I mean, the kids part... I mean... There was that, There was actually a TV movie that was made before the series. It was literally named Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Kids. And they had Brooke Shields playing, the titular bitchular, as Athena P called it. Oh, yeah. I think, CDCB2, mentioned that he had an interview with him, and at least in the final few episodes of PB&J Otter, they had to pitch up his audio slightly in pitch, because he was reaching puberty at that point. And Jesus fucking Christ, you can definitely tell that he was starting to lose that childlike innocence. Any preschool shows that look cursed? Does Dirt Girl World ring a bell? Do I even need to mention that show? Do I even need to mention what they do in that show for the medium? Get this in here. Oh yeah. I keep forgetting Kristen Davis voiced her there. I know Pinky Dinky Doo's dub is considered terrible beyond belief. It honestly makes sense that Pinky Dinky Doo would have an affiliate with CBeebies since, well, that show also aired over there. Oh, crap. Yeah, the differences with Thomas and Bob the Builder was that they originated in Britain. They originated in Britain. The main difference with shows like Thomas and Friends and Bob the Builder is that they originated in Britain. Hmm. Seeing rips from this channel is what got me introduced to Latin American Spanish. It's what got me to introduce seeing rips from this channel. It's what got me introduced to Latin Spanish. It's what introduced me to Latin Spanish. I actually seem to remember a bit of an interview with the Reverend W. Audrey, who said there that once the Americans get their hands on, saying like once the Americans get their hands on the product, they'll bastardize it. They'll bastardize it. And that's unfortunately true. You seem to be talking about the you seem to be talking about the American Discovery family. You seem to be talking about the American Discovery kids. What Grimm was talking about was the international channel of the same name. I'm a veteran for Leapfrog, so I can safely say I remember. And I loved every bit of it. I got introduced to the first voice actor you mentioned in, Oswald. You know Oswald? She played the character Daisy, who was literally a flower. A walking, talking flower. Let's just say if... let's just say she's Libby if she was more joyous. That one of my favorites. Same with my copy. But of course, I can always watch it with reliable sources. I got my own set of reliable sources. I've got my own set of reliable sources. What, you mean Mr. Websley? He's actually been in pretty much... He's actually been in a good handful of, He's been in a good handful of Leapfrog videos, actually. Going back to the very first video, Letter Factory. Yeah. Trying to reel back in my baby bunny childhood. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing with some voice actors. They tend to go with pseudonym names to hide their true identity. I think I remember the cast of the Mr. Men show doing something like that. A good handful of voice actors anyway. Same here, dude. I remember seeing a teaser for the I remember seeing a DVD promo for the Adventure series, you know, the Learning Pad series. Something that they did like a year after the original designs took off. Yeah, I saw that on a couple of Thomas and Friends DVDs of that time. Yeah. I mean, Sandy Fox technically has her name credited as Marie Danielle or something. Yeah. Yeah, I tend to see Rosie in the series when she was just starting out as someone who wanted to follow in Thomas's footsteps. But as you can see in the CGI series, she's gotten a whole lot better. I think Binky also returned in that. I think the voice of Binky and Mr. Reed also provided voices in that series. You want me to blow your fucking mind? Those garbage visuals are actually from the same team that provided Jakers, Word World, My Pet Alien, and the Alpha and Omega series. Can't really consider that a garbage now, can you? You know, it's like they're. Yeah, it's like the crew. It's like the voice actors didn't even want their name to something that looked like absolute shit. Also, I don't know how true this is, but apparently they had to recruit like a bunch of non-union animators for the movie because they were crunched for time or something. I definitely have a couple of them. Off the top of my head, Bob's Birthday, the Bear in the Big Blue House episodes Mouse Party and Bear's Birthday Bash. I also liked, let's see. Oh yeah, I think I also liked the first episode of the Raccoons, which takes place on Cyrus Sneer's birthday. What did he have to say about it? Yeah, I think that was because they had to, rush it out to complete it. Ah, yes, the legendary Mel Brooks. Yeah, and he lived to see himself turn 100. He's seen a lot of shit in his day. Yeah. Thank God the crew. Thank God the studio didn't lose all the assets in like a hacking attack or something, and they had to redo the whole thing with scotch tape, basically. Yeah. I'll be turning 21 years old tomorrow, which means I'll be able to leak a drink if I want. Yeah, I think it's best if you just stay sober, dude. Alcohol is a tough thing to recover from, unfortunately. Damn, I really gotta rewatch Jakers at some point. I've only seen one episode of it, and I think it was the one where I think it was the one where I'm not sure who the cow character's name was, but I definitely know it had like was it I somebody point somebody refresh my memory in the chat, but it was the episode where he fell in love, essentially. Really, the only thing I need are my CBD gummies. I've tried vodka before, a you know, a grape flavored vodka, and it seriously tasted like piss with a hint of grape. No joke. No joke. Fernie, thank you. Yeah, it was the episode where Fernie fell in love with someone. Yeah, that's who his name was. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you really should. Guess you couldn't stand the fact that Star Wars was being parodied, huh? Yeah, I'm glad your place still has Red Robin. Like, my local Red Robin is turned into a Mexican restaurant now. And that's just upsetting. But I do understand it. My mom still cries that I'll be 20 next year. I'm not sure how my parents reacted when I was gonna be turning, like, 20 or so. But they seem to understand. Oh. Oh. Yeah, true that. Nielsen did such a great job there. I wish I got to meet him. Yeah, he did not deserve to go out the way he did. And Joan Rivers, she lived a pretty long life too. Wait, is he still alive or is he dead? I'm confused. You said he was dead, but you wanted to meet him. And of course, for you animation fans out there, she also played Francine's grandma on Arthur. It's like if Weird Al is slated to be in a cameo, he'll definitely give 110%. This is why it's important to check before you submit. Proofreading exists for a reason. It's alright, dude. I mean, it's good to have at least... I mean, it's good to put on some background noise at least. It's alright, Reg. If you're not that chatty in the stream, it's fine. You sure? Calvin. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see that. Um, since we're talking about that, Gnarly and Wilbur, also have, like, a very problematic relationship or friendship. But they do, despite the constant bickering and stupidity, they like each other deep down. They Gnarly pretty much sees Wilbur as a friend, despite the fact that he's constantly bumbling and giving him grief. It's honestly pretty sweet. I love it. Yeah, same here, dude. Same here. Gnarly and Wilbur for me are pretty much like the Ren and Stimpy of the sea. Mm-hmm. Okay. Take care, Nasser. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, it does. Uh... Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna wrap it up here for today. Like, after I get this done, I'll showcase what I got in store for the future. Then I'll call it a day. Probably Barrington because he's such a big fluff ball. I think I might as well give you guys like a couple of like once I get this finished I'll show you guys a couple of things I already finished and stuff that I'm gonna be doing in the future. Thank you. Yep, you too, Matthew. Sweet. Gotta love them fish and chips. Okay. Now, to give you, a teaser for what's to come, for those who are still with me, I got some comics here that I just finished recently. I got one where, Shark 2 tries to perform hypnotism on Chuck, but only to, have the hypnotism thrown back at him. I really like how I drew this comic, by the way. The next one I got here is, Barrington and Frank performing a snake sandwich on Randall. The poor thing. Next up is a more recent comic I finished, The Big Leap. This time part of the series called The Alley Cats. Not at the moment. Where it's a bit of a it's a bit of a play on words, you know, taking a big leap, like the next leap into life. And he literally does that. And then once he gets to the street, he sees a sign reading New York City, 350 feet, and, yeah. Now for the stuff that's, in the works. You've seen a bit of this already, but here we got Frank hulking out in a rare instance of him, getting genuinely pissed. We got a pack of elephants just derping around. We got the high tide hooligans busting their guts laughing. We got Wilbur going with his gut, literally in this sense. And finally, we got Randall trying to play the bagpipes. And that'll do it for this stream. Tune in next week for when I give you more, Tune in next week where I give you more, drawings to witness. Until then, this is me signing off.